it's all about character, this. It's more about character than it's about how you play. Oh, that's excellent from Schauffele.
Go to the second, and Shauffele.
It's turning a little bit. He's going to stay up. There's a few bushes down there, bunkers, all sorts.
Xander Schauffele to win the hole for a third birdie in a row for the US side here. In it goes. What a statement. This to win the hole for Xander Schauffele at the fourth. Needs to go.
He's just lagging it up there to leave all the pressure on the Europeans. And they are really shaking, the two of them.
Up ahead at the fifth. It's tracking. It's in for Xander Schauffele. The Europeans with a putt of their own to come, but might not have been expecting that. We know you meant to in this format. Back to six now with Schauffele.
Great swing.
These two are really coming into their comfort zone now.
Perfect. Yeah, well done.
5 up after 5. I'm not sure that's something I've ever experienced, certainly at this level. How do you deal with that? He has the ability to turn it on when he needs it.
Does that really surprise you after 11 Ryder Cups?
Not really.
To win the hole for Xander Schauffele. McIlroy missed their birdie putt. Back one to 8, Xander Schauffele.
Also choosing the 3-wood on that 8. Like we saw Dustin Johnson earlier. First couple of groups hit it in that long stuff on the left with the driver. So 3-wood seems the best play of this tee.
To 8, Schauffele.
Difficult to see how close that really was, but the reaction from the gallery, I would say, would have been really close.
Second shot for Schauffele from the fairway. It's quite a bit downhill. Asking for the wind to help, but they're going to get a lot of help from the wind this afternoon. It's going to kick up about 12:30 and get very windy.
Very surprised that has not been given. You can just tell that the mood the Europeans are in this last game, actually.
Birdie putt for Xander Schauffele at the 11th.
There we go.
Back to 12. McIlroy has put the Europeans into about 5 or 6 feet. This is Xander Schauffele.
And even better from Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, what a response that was.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's a big goal shot, that. Just lost 2 holes in a row. You've got to stand up. The Europeans put it in close. You've got to stand up and hit your shot. And he really did. Excellent golf stroke. You can pick that one up and put it in your pocket.
So this now for the birdie to win the hole for Schauffele and Cantlay at 14. And it goes. They're guaranteed a strong lead and at least a half point with that putt. So more to come as we go back to Schauffele at 15. Their second shot.
This will go right at the flag, drawing on the wind. Another wonderful shot for the Americans. They only need a half at the 15th to close out this match in the bottom game.
Victorious this morning alongside his good friend Patrick Cantlay. So a great start to his Ryder Cup debut. The Olympic gold medalist.
Now on the tee, representing the United States.
So last to go is Shauffele.
Yeah, he's in perfect position here, looking right down the green. Probably want to land this about 15 feet short. Expect 1 bounce. Played some beautiful wedge shots this morning.
Also checked up a little bit early.
Yeah, I think he didn't fly quite far enough. He hit a little bit of an upslope in the green and it really killed its forward momentum.
Schauffele up in the right-hand rough, more difficult situation because he's on the upslope. So his third shot is going to be from a greater distance, but all important to put this to a yardage that you're very comfortable with.
Is Bernd Wiesberger's ball, so he's chosen to lay up from that decent position in the rough.
Xander Schauffele just about to do the same thing. With both their partners on the fairway, probably going to have a crack at it in 2. So playing for position, trying to play
and you
2
can see
balls in play.
just how strong the wind is. That sand went right back in his face quickly.
From trouble to trouble by the look of it for Schauffele. Schauffele at the second. Third shot.
Well, a lot of distance to cover here. Outside 165 yards. Not a lot of visual of anything, kind of hitting up in space from here.
Billy, where was DJ? Where did he have a go at the green or not?
No, he opted, after watching Shauffele, he opted to lay up as well. He's in the right-hand rough. Decent lie over on the right-hand side.
The third.
You can see this morning, this was downwind right to left. And we saw that wind graphic courtesy of RBC. It's going to be very interesting to see how the wind changes around, what it gives the players, and what it challenges the players with.
We heard a big cheer. I didn't think it'd come from the crowd behind the on the grandstand, I should say, at the first.
All right, tee shot here for Schauffele at the fourth. Gonna be a tough tee shot here, Nicholas, with the wind in their face now. That's a wide left.
Yeah, that started straight left. We could see the flight on the ball on the screen, even without the tracer. One of them shots you just try to keep low and run the fairway.
And you can see there's a lot of space down there between the fairway and Lake Michigan.
Okay, gates open for Schauffele.
Now we see a gust up to 29 miles an hour.
Yeah, almost impossible to pick the right club.
Stay right.
Watch that straight up in the air. Far enough to the right it is. What a shot from Schauffele.
That's fabulous.
I'll tell you one thing, the wind graphics are going to be as much fun to watch this afternoon as the golf. It's going to really dig.
This to go 3 up in the match.
Just fell away to the left at the end.
Maybe the Europeans will concede that part for Schauffele.
This is down left of the 6th green for Xander Schauffele. You couldn't do it again if you had a small bucket of balls.
As for the tie, though.
It was a much more difficult putt, though, with the slope that his feet were on, and then another one counteracting it up by the hole.
Yeah, I think Schauffele just had totally the wrong speed there to make that putt. In these type of windy conditions, your body is not stable when you're trying to stand over the putt, and you're being blown around, buffeted by the wind, and the wind gust hits your golf ball. Putting is very difficult in these conditions.
Well, still some things to sort out there. In the meantime, we'll go off to the 8th and the birdie putt for Xander Schauffele.
Second half will break all the way down to the left.
And we'll have to mark that. Bit of work left.
Up to the 9th, Xander Schauffele.
He's well out to the right here, Billy.
He certainly is, Howard, and a tough shot here. Tough shot, not only to judge.
Going through that gap. That's all I got. Okay. That's all I got. Okay.
He's going for the gap.
But he's just going to try to fit it in there. It's the only shot he has. You heard him. Trying to flight it underneath. Oh my.
Yes, short. Certainly the bunker. There it is.
Where is that?
Back of the bunker as well.
That wasn't far off being one of the shots of the day. Take a look at this. Threaded it through. Let the wind help it a little bit, but might have even done so ever slightly so much.
It's gone to 10. And Xander Schauffele with his second. Billy.
Just outside of 80 yards and shooting up the full expanse of the green. Slightly downwind. Should release. Beautifully played. Maybe 3.5 feet. Back up the hill. Schauffele's made some key putts. Started out on number 1, then he made one at number 3.
horse's mouth. Up 1 to Schauffele at 11.
Pretty good lie, Allison. I think he can just go ahead and take this more up in the air, which he's done. Pitched right into that false front.
Shauffele surveying things. Billy said that his ball hit into that false front and didn't release downwind out of the rough the way he was hoping. Probably landed it pretty close to where his intended pitch point was, thinking it would release.
I would say maybe 4 feet more towards the flag stick, it would have been fine. This is a putt he's going to have to come really close to the fringe. A lot of break in the first third of this putt. Casey just barely over the back of the green. And Jay, I think it's a hard putt to actually judge the speed.
It looks like once it leaves the fringe edge, it's going to accelerate on the wind and the slope. Yeah, he could never get it out far enough to the right unless he went over the fringe.
Exactly.
It's amazing what an exacting game it is. As you said, 4 feet further pitch, he would have had a good birdie opportunity. Now he's struggling the 2-putt.
Up to Schauffele at 12.
It's a really cool little par 3, 1,224 yards.
So we go down to the 12th green. Xander Schauffele on the back edge, Billy.
And a lengthy birdie effort it is, Allison, and just off the fringe, but would love to leg it down there, make the 3. Actually, the first third of the putt, pretty severely uphill.
Tale of two halves, really. But the first chapter was better than the second for Xander Schauffele, so work to do for his par.
The second half of the putt downhill into the wind is always a difficult task to be able to get the right speed.
Up to 13, you can see the green all the way down on the right. Barely looks attached to the rest of the hole.
And just playing for position with the fairway metal, and does so nicely. I think Dustin Johnson can reach the green if he decided to. It really fits his eye. It's a left to right shot downwind, kind of quartering downwind.
So we head along the shoreline of Lake Michigan to one of the furthest points on the golf course, the 13th green.
And again, going along the shoreline, the wind has kicked up again. I mean, and when these guys go ahead and they make the turn back to the house, they're going to be playing right into a really stiff wind.
Great putt from Schauffele to tie. Olympic gold medalist, shows what he's made of.
Always fighting forward, USA.
Now this putt, the last half of this putt is really fast for Schauffele.
Difference is he saw it coming. Balls in the pocket of the Europeans.
Schauffele makes it. Number 2, he 2-putts, and then Casey doesn't make the comebacker.
Correct. But again, I think it's so hard to judge the pace of the putt. I mean, coming over that interior mound, it's tough to get it going the right speed.
And just to throw in there, Wiesberger also has a par putt to come, so both Europeans do.
You just want this one dripping over that mound.
To put another point on the board for the United States.
Not dead.
Just think we would have expected a bit more from Paul Casey. I think it's simple. Let's say it.
Yeah, morning and afternoon, no doubt.
He just didn't hold enough putts. I thought the iron play was fine. I just think that he caught a lot of edges. But now they have to run the last three.
Right ahead to the 16th, and Schauffele's third shot at the par 5. Billy.
Drove it left, tried to lay up, and I'm going to call it a semi-shank over here in the trample down area where the spectators have been, but hard shot. I would think anywhere on the putting surface would be excellent. Well, he played a beauty.
The wind blowing out there, flag fluttering pretty strong. Closing holes are tough, especially when you're trying to close out a match.
You know, Shauffele, he's going with one less. He's going to go with 4-iron. Definitely has to flight it. Which he's done, and it's working with the wind.
Two putts here from Xander Schauffele. One up and down from Dustin Johnson will do the job in the top match.
Just a little change in speed once it goes over the ridge, about 15 feet in front.
Well, he got the speed right, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Still encouragement. Certainly fans from the United States knew much about Bernd Wiesberger before he came over here and played Ryder Cup. They will know about him now. But the plain fact is that Xander Schauffele has this to win the top match and take the United States 5-1 ahead. The Olympic champion super smooth, no problem at all. Job done. Johnson and Schauffele both taking 2 points from their 2 matches out there today. And it is turning into a red letter day for the United States at Whistling Straits. Back to the first, Schauffele.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. Just coming out of the rough, so that's the only thing he really has to think about. Good angle, and he's done it very well. But so it's one of the rules that was introduced by the captain's agreement a good few years back, that we didn't want any practice putting in the Ryder Cup, but you can finish the hole you're playing.
Xander Schauffele for eagle and to win the hole for the US.
Look at that third here. That's where Schauffele and Cantley is. Westwood and Fitzpatrick. And that's all about the lie. And if Fitzpatrick can get a stance. If he can, it shouldn't be too difficult. It looks like it's on an upslope. This is on an upslope. That makes it a lot easier than the ones we've seen earlier from down here. This is just pop it up in the air, land it on the front of the green and roll it out to the hole. A little bit of grass caught in between the club and the ball there, and then it was just it just keeps bobbling. This is going to roll off, and it's going to probably most likely up against the collar there. Just got away with it.
And an impressive from the rookies. We saw they've got normally a 55% win rate. Yesterday they didn't lose an American rookie. 87% of the time they won. And that is a bogey putt for Xander Schauffele. And as a result, wait and see. And again today, last night, Steve Stricker said, pretend like today never happened. Let's not get complacent. They don't seem to be that at all so far in the morning. This to win the hole for the US side. Gave it a good run there, Xander Schauffele. Back to 5, Xander Schauffele with their birdie putt.
Europeans obviously move their marker. And that moves a long way from left to right. So Team Europe will have a putt to win this par 5. Then Fitzpatrick next.
And Schauffele going with the fairway wood as well. No problems. Just gonna camper down a little bit on the right hand side there, and that leaves a very blind shot up over that bush. You can't see anything, but it's only a wedge.
So drop Medina. Xander Schauffele through the green. Now the 6th, lovely touch. Schauffele first to putt for birdie at the 7th green. Euros with 1 to come. And they're going to need it.
And I had a feeling somebody was going to make one of these 2 putts. USA in the hole first. You can see the Keimer brothers at the back not really liking it.
So the birdie miss at the 6th from Fitzpatrick. Now this at Schauffele, 7th hole. With their drive back to 8, Xander Schauffele.
Also with a 3-wood, just looking for the position. Peeking right a little bit. Move to Xander Schauffele.
Such a narrow landing path.
Still their 3rd shot from still a long way out from this green.
To say, okay, where's the
It's
fairway?
early today, Nicholas. Do you have sweaty palms yet?
I mean, I'm standing here.
Oh, I'm gonna need towels. Can somebody bring towels for me, or tissues, or something that can help me dealing with this morning?
That is a fabulous shot from Xander Schauffele. That keeps them right in this with a chance.
Yeah, we've seen this from the Americans a couple of times. Like every time they've been out of position, we've seen it with the Spieth and Thomas games. They get away a couple of times on holes and can be the difference.
Yeah, awkward live ball below his feet. Landing area unsighted, just playing by feel. Amazing. I mean, the Europeans have a birdie putt to come, and this is, you know, not the easiest of par putts, but they've kept themselves in the hole. You've got the best seat in the house. Well, us and everyone around the world watching on TV. Schauffele 2nd at the 9th. The TV is always the best seat in the house, Nicholas. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm sitting next to you, Jay.
I'm sorry about that. Ooh, you were looking for that to spin down the hill. It didn't.
as we head to 10 to Schauffele.
Shauffele trying to hit a big one like we've seen the others do. Maybe not quite has the firepower to carry the flat bit and open up the green for his paying partner, but they're one up, going on the back nine. In what has been an incredible game the last 30 minutes. Still got the full treatment though. Probably going to roll back down and get that awkward angle second that we've seen so many times already. Ooh, bit of a downhill lie as well.
Back over to 10. Schauffele with a third for the Americans. Schauffele at 11. And that is another win for the United States. So Cantlay and Schauffele beginning to steamroll this one a little bit. This is Xander Schauffele, and this is for par at the 12. We told you they'd missed the green. Europeans in close.
That will probably be conceded. That was a very good effort by Schauffele. So Europe wins another hole.
Yeah, you felt at that stage of that match and the way it was going in terms of momentum, very much needed.
Second shot at 15 for Schauffele.
Down. Down. Good.
2 up, and that's a really good shot. That's better than a good shot. That's a great shot. That will give them a fantastic chance to go 3 up with 3 to play.
That was also an example of using the wind perfectly. Don't get me wrong, you have to hit it right, but this is absolute textbook from Xander Schauffele.
So back to 16 tee. BMW driving stats tell us the hole's 1 on the par 5. You can see the advantage there to those that hit the fairway. More than double 1 if you find the short grass.
Wind from the right. Schauffele was trying to ride it, but wow, he's pull hook that. That is miles left. I mean, the water, the lake is not in play, but he can't be far away.
On. Given the direction of those two in the last 30 minutes or so. There's the ball placements, Westwood and Fitzpatrick. About half the distance to the green at 16.
Yeah, with a slight advantage, Shally, but this man has played some wonderful wedges, hasn't he, so far this week.
Yeah, the wind's coming from the right direction to go and find that left pin on this 16th hole, the par 5. It's a very comfortable shot for him. Being 3 up, all you need to do is give your partner a putt and force the European to hole. You can see he's aiming a bit right. It's going to use the contours of that green. Maybe send this in that mast that you see just left of that 16 TV tower. Let the wind and the green do the job. Would have liked that a little bit closer. You can see that reaction on his face.
So just one match left out on the course. It's this one. It's Xander Schauffele with a birdie putt to seal another point for the US team.
2 putts should be good enough. That was tracking for a while there. Regardless, that'll be it.
Yeah, and that is it. Well, the United States won the first session yesterday morning 3-1. They won the afternoon 4 balls 3-1. And they have won this opening foursomes on day 2 3-1 as well. The Olympic gold medalist is given the responsibility of leading out the United States.
It's been pretty handy in the red, white and blue this year.
The referee for this match is Brad Gregory. Good luck, gentlemen.
Two excellent drives at this opening hole. There's a little bit of breeze out there, but conditions a little kinder than they have been over the first couple of days. You got the jumper on today, Anthony, or are you in shirt sleeves out there?
No, it's pretty. Yeah, we've had a good sleep. We're on a little bit later, so it's just the one round. I'll be moving around, no doubt, during the day, but shirt sleeves. And yesterday it was waterproofs and a jumper, and the day before was a couple of jackets. But overall, the weather's been pretty good. The wind's pretty much similar. It's quite strong. It's at least a club, and it's a very similar direction. So the course will play very similar for the players, which will help them mentally, because there's a lot of pressure out here early on for these guys, just trying to play into the day. Match play is always a hard thing to try and sort of compute how the other person is playing and how you're feeling. Now down the hill, actually pretty straight this one for Schauffele. It's very quick early on, then it sort of goes up the hill, and then it will definitely quicken towards the end. So tough ones to judge for both players.
He's just been putting so beautifully this week. Such a reliable player from tee to green, but with the flat stick in hand.
Straightforward putt for Schauffele. It was a great atmosphere out there, I'll say that. Ooh, that was a bad push there. That was a very poor putt. Even the gold medalist shows nerves.
Very surprising from Shauffele indeed. Wasn't expecting that.
First blood to the Europeans. They head off to the par 5 second. A little bit of blue on the board already, exactly what Harrington would have hoped.
McIlroy is a momentum player. We talk about momentum a lot. You don't want to give him momentum. Make him earn his momentum.
I agree, Jay. A full of confidence Rory McIlroy becomes the Rory McIlroy that we all know and we all love.
Schauffele's turn now.
That's also moving a little bit from right to left. Finds the left cut.
Yeah, both players in reasonable shape at the second hole. McIlroy just in the edge of the fairway. Schauffele might have a pretty good lie here because, Anthony, it's in the rough. It will chase up a little bit.
I like that black pole right of the pin, the way it's moving in. All right.
255, just sitting down a fraction, so he's going to have to go digging for this a little. A wonderful final day pin, but there is room to find it. Pitching somewhere around the front. Just guard against short siding yourself here. McIlroy in the fairway, as we know. So it's game on already.
Sit. Sit down.
Sit, Carla.
Sit. Sit.
That'll be a tricky one for Xander Schauffele, who's just hit it past the midsection of that green on the right, short side himself.
To Shauffele at the second.
Yeah, a real thick sort of grainy lie sitting across him. Difficult to really control this one. This could easily flip past the pin.
It's actually a good shot there, I think, Nicholas. I mean, you have to get it on the green. You have to give yourself a putt. You can't play too cute.
Up to the green. Schauffele for birdie to put a bit of pressure on McIlroy.
Little right to left.
That's a big putt from Xander Schauffele. Pretty spicy up and down from that right-hand side of the green, actually.
Over to 3. Schauffele's response.
Buoyed by that wonderful birdie putt of the second. McIlroy's in there pretty tight, looking good already. Needs to reply, Shauffele here.
That was the right thing to do. Just pitched it a bit too far to get the same bounce that Rory McIlroy did.
This is for a half for Shauffele at the third. Seems to have settled down after the poor putt at the opening hole. McIlroy remains one up in the top match of this Sunday singles. Schauffele's response to McIlroy at 4.
Just over that little bunker you can see just on the front of the fairway. This is leaking. That is a long way right of his target.
Fine, guys.
Sounds like he's going to get away with it.
Yeah. Come all the way down.
Looks like Schauffele's gotten a little bit lucky here at the 4th. Reasonable lie. Long shot in. Didn't get it over the brow of the hill.
Yeah, that was always going to be very difficult with the ball that much above your feet with the wind off the right.
To 4. Schauffele.
Tough stance there. Hitting on the downslope as well. That's a pretty darn good result from where he was. He's got probably about 12, 13 feet. But let's not forget, this is all due to the errant drive that caused the second shot to go in the bunker.
This is the 4th green. Well, we haven't seen McIlroy putt, Anthony, so what's the story?
Yeah, McIlroy had a beautiful putt from sort of 40 feet, just a couple of inches to the right, so he's picked up. So Xander Schauffele's got quite a nasty one down the hill for a half. On another day, Rory McIlroy could easily be 3 or 4 up. He's missed a couple of good chances, really short chances, of inside 10 feet. Xander Schauffele, for me, doesn't seem to be that happy out here. I think he seems a little bit inside himself. Maybe he's got the weight of the whole Ryder Cup on his shoulders going out first. It's quite interesting. Very quiet. McIlroy seems to be hopping along quite happily and seems happy with his game. So it's interesting. This is a big putt, really. You don't want to go too down. And he's not really left himself that easy one. It's just come up a bit of a step, a bit of a level. So this is quite a difficult one. It's certainly a dead weighter, no question about it.
So Rory McIlroy moves 2 up in the top match.
Yeah, something we don't talk enough about is the responsibility of leading the pack.
You can see Rory McIlroy's ball on the green. Remember, he found the water, had to take a drop. Schauffele's third. Up to the 5th. Well, what have you made of all this, Anthony?
I'm a bit stunned. It's classic match play, classic McIlroy. I mean, he really didn't have a shot from where he was on the bank. It was sideways or chip it 50 yards forward. And he took quite a big swing at it and just flipped it straight in the water, which was always going to happen. Schauffele still doesn't look on form. He's pitched it pretty poorly, about 20-foot pass, wasn't really taking it on. And McIlroy's played a wonderful recovery. He's got a good sort of just outside right 15-footer, possibly for a half if we see a miss here. So it's all happening. It's really in the balance. McIlroy, as I say, should be, you know, a good 3 up, I think, at least. Could be all square in a couple of minutes. He's got an old hole about 6 feet in front of him. Use that almost as a goalpost, so it's a good chance for a birdie 4 after a pretty average pitch for Schauffele here.
So that is given. He's got his part. McIlroy will have to hole to tie the hole and remain 2 up. And Shauffele, who was pulled his tee shot here at number 6. What's the story, Anthony?
A big miss. He's hit it into the red penalty area, into the bushes, so it's taken an unplayable. He's got no choice but to drop it on the path. He's got 85 yards, completely blind up and over the ridge, so he'll do incredibly well to make 4, I would imagine. Got plenty of green to play with, but it's not an easy shot, being that it's totally blind over the brow.
So 70? No, 75, but that's with 18, so 20, so you're looking at 77, 76, 60 minimum land.
Trying to create a picture in his mind of what's ahead of him.
I think what's ahead of him is a new wedge coming off this hard path. Rocks, it's just always difficult to know exactly how the ball's going to come out of this. You can see he's trying to go toe down very close to that ball. Try to get the full contact.
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous from Shauffele. Shauffele for the par putt at 6.
Yeah, it's run up and down of the year. Pretty welcoming, 7 feet.
He does to Rory at 6 what Rory did to.
That's a straight pull for McIlroy. Still a big target, I find.
Yeah, a little bit of a man, maybe not full of confidence. It is a hole, as you well know, Nicholas. You just got to hit the shot. There's no bailout. Both sides are pretty much bogey country. Now needs to steady himself down. Not seen many good shots so far from Xander.
That'll do. Safely on board. McIlroy away in the left rough.
This to win the hole for Xander Schauffele at 7. 2 putts might be good enough. McIlroy a long par putt to come.
It's pretty good.
This to win the hole. Back to 1 down, Xander Schauffele.
He's only 1 down. He really has not played well. And he won that hole with a par.
Go to the second shot of Schauffele at 9. Just creeps off that left edge. McIlroy's with a second to come. Just a little further up, further to the left. This at 9, Xander Schauffele.
And we noticed where the ball is lying from Shauffele, and he manages that very tricky lie unbelievably well.
And McIlroy just getting into a slow trot just to go and mark his ball behind the hole. Doesn't want any balls nudging it on the way past for his playing partner. Totally in the rules, but That's what you do in match play. It's against the man now. Pretty simple up the hill from a good lie, fluffy lie. So this will run out. Can he be brave enough and get it all the way? That's the only trouble.
Pretty good shot. He was chasing up the hill to have a look at it. It was right on line. Comes up a fair bit short.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised to see Schauffele just come up a little short. It's never easy because you know the ball's going to run out coming out of that fringe. This is pretty straightforward up the hill. It's probably the easier of the two, even though he's just a foot or so further away. And this is classic match play. Get yours in first and look into the eyes of your opponent and just stride away.
That coming from Anthony Wall, who's a pretty cagey match player. He's has a match play title to his name.
Three wood for Schauffele.
Still, Schauffele just trying to work this one out in his own mind.
Yeah, you can always tell when a player's struggling. He starts looking around, looking for some divine intervention. And then the caddy comes in. He actually doesn't have anything at all. I think he's got to go sideways.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only access I have behind the ball. It's kind of where he was just putting from.
The lip's a good 8 feet.
Guys, what's that?
And it's only
It's
about
only
4
spot
feet
I have.
in front of him.
The thing is, like, if we're right here, we can't, I mean, we'd have to hug that edge. So, do you feel like you can kind of get it even up into there, or no? I mean, I'm going to try. I feel like that would give us a better putt at it than having to, you know, if it rolls down to this color here, we're going to have to almost chip it. All right.
We saw the make percentage. If he is aiming for where McIlroy was, it was only 5% from down there.
Yeah, as good as he can do. He's giving himself an angle.
You don't see shots like that too often. The maintenance of the bunkers, it's meant to be all by the elements, essentially. The greenkeepers barely go past near them here.
And we saw from the McIlroy putt, as you said a moment ago, Dom, this is only a 5% make. That's a good effort from right there. But, you know, he was out of position. Drove it in the fairway and played a poor second shot in a bunker that you know you can't go in.
Time for Xander Schauffele now.
That was just the wrong bat. Pitched over the green. Distinct helping breeze, mostly off the left, but there's no question it's coming from probably about 7 o'clock on a club face, so it's help on a clock face. It is definitely helping.
Just a little right.
And there's quite a step in this green. About 5 yards short of the pin, and maybe that just influenced McIlroy slightly. Schauffele got here. Looks really only a wedge, no more. I'd say it's playing at least a dozen downhill down breeze. It's the early 140s.
Another mistake, I'm afraid, from Xander Schauffele. The reply from Shauffele.
This time from the perfect position. There is a little bit of a ridge just to the left of this pin you can use to feed it down. Right about there.
So Schauffele to win this hole and reduce the deficit.
The second made it simple for him. And it leads back to 2. Missed the fairway left in the fairway trap, Xander Schauffele. And this is tricky. If he gets this within 20 feet of that pin, he's done exceptionally well.
He's done exceptionally well then.
So Schauffele for the tie.
Yeah, first real emotion. He's incredibly focused. McIlroy making eye contact with nobody but Harry Diamond. This one's actually not that difficult for a half for Xander Schauffele. Incredible bunker shot from 100 yards up and over the pin and behind the pin, more importantly, because putting back is this slightly easier putt. But all of a sudden the hole has just got a little smaller.
There's a lot of work going into this one, isn't there?
It's such a huge putt, isn't it? He's just won the last. To get back into it, he'll feel mentally. And with not only about an hour of golf left for this group, you don't want to give it back straight away. It's quite a quiet part of the course, 14th, far end of Whistling Straits.
So immediately McIlroy back to 3 up and only 4 holes to go in that top match.
An early tee pickup for Xander. Straight down the middle.
Terrible here for Xander Schauffele. Third shot.
It's actually pretty good from where it was. So a shot you try on a Tuesday on a practice round, but not happy to see when you have it coming down when it matters.
He's back to 4 down this for Xander Schauffele for his part. And that is going to leave Rory McIlroy with a putt to win the match. Xander Schauffele at 16.
And again, Schauffele down the middle. With Rory a bit right this time. Par 5 coming up, 16th hole.
It's a par 5, a par 3, and a par 4 finish. And what a 3-hole stretch it is. There you have it over on the left-hand side, the first 6 matches. 5 going the way of the USA. Just bookending with European blue right now, with McIlroy and Fitzpatrick.
And 235 for Xander Schauffele, trying to find the putting surface, try and get inside Rory McIlroy's amazing iron shot.
Gets a bit more out of it, Shauffele. Still a long way away for his eagle 3.
To win the hole and to keep things going for Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, on a similar line to McIlroy's. It's all or nothing now. One feels down the hill.
It's tracking, but he's left it short. And that means Rory McIlroy puts a point on the board for Europe. Happy for Rory. Going out first. Trying to get things done for Europe. Came across Xander Schauffele was a bit hesitant early, but McIlroy in control of that game.
To watch another Ryder Cup video, click here and subscribe here.